Hello students, welcome to the online session of Database Management System. In last session, we have studied about PLSQL features, block structure of PLSQL and the types of blocks in PLSQL. In today's session, we are going to study about PLSQL fundamentals, that is data types and variables, and PLSQL control structures. The learning objectives of today's session are: after learning this session, students will be able to describe the fundamental building blocks of PLSQL, and students will be able to describe PLSQL control structures. So first we'll start with the fundamental building blocks of PLSQL. First is data type. We know that data type indicates the type of value which is held by any variable. So in PLSQL we have two categories of data type. First is scalar data type. As name suggests, scalar data types, the variable which is of scalar data type, it stores a single value which has no internal components. That is, this type of variables can store only single value without any internal component. So PLSQL data types include all SQL data types. We already know that PLSQL is an extension to SQL, that is, it supports all features of SQL language. So all data types in SQL are also included in scalar data type of PLSQL, and PLSQL additionally has its own data type. Okay, so in scalar data type, again we have different categories of variable. First is number data type. So number represents real numbers, floating point numbers, or integers. The next scalar data type is Boolean. We already know Boolean type of variables are used to store two types of values, that is true and false. But in PLSQL, it supports three values: true, false, and null. The next scalar data type is character. Character represents the alphanumeric text, like character, varchar2. So these are some of the examples of character type of scalar data type. Then we have date time. Date time scalar data type is used to represent date and timestamp values in PLSQL program. So out of these all scalar data types, Boolean, character, or date, these are the data types which are also there in SQL language. Okay, so scalar data type, this is the first category of PLSQL data type. The second category is composite data type. As name suggests, composite data type store value with internal components like array, record, table. When we say array of a number or array of a character, it means that that array variable is used to represent number of subcomponents. So that type of variable is called as composite data type, a variable which stores value with the internal component. Okay, so the internal components of composite data type can be manipulated individually, that is, each of the internal component in array or each of the internal component in record or table can be accessed or updated individually. Okay, so these internal components can be either scalar or composite. When you declare any array which is a composite data type, so the internal components or the subcomponents or the values of that arrays can be either scalar or composite. Okay, so composite data types are again classified into two types, that is, first is collection. Collection, in this, internal components have same data type. Okay, see, composite data type or composite variable is a variable which stores value with the internal components like array. Okay, for example, array is there. So we have a category of composite data type, that is collection. So collection type of composite data type, in this, the internal components, all the data types of all the internal components are same. For example, nested table. Okay, so nested table is nothing but a table which is, so nested tables are the tables which are embedded within another tables. Okay, so in nested table composite data type, one table is stored as a column of another table. Okay, that's why it is called as a composite type of data. Then next composite data type under collection category is VArray, that is variable size array. Here we don't declare a fixed size at compile time. Okay, so at compile time, so the size of that array varies from 0 to maximum size. Okay, so means there is no fixed size, that's why it is called as variable size array, that is VArray. So when we say collection, then all the internal components are of same type. So in nested table also we have same type of data. In array also we have same type of variables, okay, or same type of values in one variable. Then next category under collection type is associative array. Okay, so associative array is used to store key value pair. That is, one key is there and one value is assigned to that key, and by using that key value we can access individual component of the associative array. Each element in this collection can be accessed by using unique index value. Okay, unique index value is used to access element from the data type or from the variable. The next category of composite data type is record. Here the internal components have different data types. In collection, all internal components have same data type, whereas in record, all internal components are of different data type. Okay, and each element is accessed by the name. Okay. In collection, each element is accessed by unique index because the type of all elements is same. In record, the types of all elements are different. That's why each element is accessed by the individual name. Okay, so these are the data types in PLSQL, where we have two categories: scalar data type and composite data type. In scalar data type, we don't have internal components in one variable. In composite data type, the variable stores value with the internal components like array, record, and table. So we are going to see the practical implementation of these data types, or nested table, array, associative array, or record in practical sessions. Okay. Now next we have PLSQL variables. So variable is what? Variable is a name which is assigned to any Variable is a name which is assigned to any storage location that stores a value of mentioned data type. We know that data type is used to represent the type of value. It is used to indicate the type of value which is stored by any storage location, and some name is assigned to that storage location so that we can access the value which is stored at that location. So that name is called as a variable. Okay, so the PLSQL variables are declared in declare section of block or in a package. We already studied the structure of PLSQL block. In that block structure, we have declare section, begin section, and exception sections. So in declare section, we declare all the PLSQL variables, or when we want to use that variable in a code, or these variables can be declared in package also. Package is nothing but a built-in packages that provide certain functionalities in PLSQL program. So there are some rules to declare variables or to initialize variables in PLSQL. So first is variable name should not exceed 30 characters. That is, while setting variable name, while giving name, or while assigning name to any variable, we should consider the length of variable name also. That is, the length of that variable name should not be exceeded than 30 characters. Okay. Then variable name must start with ASCII letter. That is, we cannot start the variable name in PLSQL with any symbol, any special character, or by any number. Then PLSQL is not a case sensitive language. It is not a case sensitive language means you can declare variable, or you can write PLSQL statements either in lowercase letters or by using uppercase letters. The meaning of lowercase letters and uppercase letters are same in PLSQL because it is not a case sensitive language. You can type in either of the cases, either in lowercase or in uppercase. So here in PLSQL, the syntax to declare variable is, first we write variable name, then constant keyword is there, which is optional keyword. If we want to declare constant variable, then we write that keyword constant. Then after variable name, we need to specify data type of that variable. Then not null keyword is there, which is also optional keyword. Then we use assignment operator if we want to assign any initial value. So in PLSQL, the assignment operator is indicated by colon and equal to symbol. Colon and equal to symbol is an assignment operator in PLSQL. Again, default keyword is used to assign default value to any variable. Okay, so simply if we want to declare variable in PLSQL, then we just need to write a variable name and data type of that variable. Okay, so this is a simple syntax to declare variable in PLSQL. For example, here we have declared one variable, that is var1, which is a name of variable, and integer is a data type of that variable. See, in integer is a data type which is supported by SQL, and which is also supported by PLSQL. In PLSQL scalar data type, we have seen number. So number data type is used to represent real numbers, floating point numbers, or integers, that is fixed point number. So an integer is used to store only fixed point number. By using integer data type, we cannot store floating point numbers or real numbers. Okay, so this is the difference between number and integer. Then next is again we have declared another variable, that is var2. The data type of this var2 is number, and here you can see in bracket the precision and scale is defined. That is, we know that by using number data type we can store floating point number. So here in bracket I have written 10, 2. Now 10 is the precision and 2 is the scale. Here your var2 variable is of number data type, and it can consist of total 10 digits. Out of these 10 digits, 8 digits can be written or can be assigned or can be specified before decimal point, and 2 digits can be specified after decimal points. Okay, so totally your var2 can have 10 digits. Out of 10 digits, 8 digits are given before decimal points, and 2 digits are specified after decimal point. Okay, so this is the difference between number and integer. Here in integer you can store only fixed point value. We cannot specify precision and scale, and if you want to store floating point value, then you can go for number data type. Okay, then we have constant variable here, which is a pi. Pi is a variable which has a constant value or a universal value. If you want to declare such a type of constant variable, then you can simply use this given syntax, that is pi constant. This keyword is used to declare constant variable, then specify data type, that is number, then use assignment operator, that is colon and equal to, and then specify your value. Okay, so this is variable declaration. Again, let's see how to declare character type of variable. Here we have varchar2 data type, which is also there in SQL. Then I have one variable name, that is department name. The data type is varchar2 and the size is given, that is 20. Okay, so this is how we can declare variable in PLSQL. Now here in this syntax to declare variable, we have constant keyword, which is used to declare constant. Then we have not null keyword, which is an optional keyword, and not null keyword specifies that variable cannot have null value. Okay, it means if you write not null keyword in the declaration of any variable, then you cannot specify null value in this for that variable. Okay, and while using constant or not null keyword, we need to assign value to a variable in declaration statement itself. See, when we declare a simple variable like variable name and data type, when we declare a number, then there is no need to specify the initial value for that number. We can assign any value to that a variable in the program, throughout the program. But when we use constant or not null keyword while declaring variable, we need to specify the value. We need to initialize the variable at the time of declaration only. Okay. So these are variables in PL/SQL and the syntax to declare variable in PL/SQL. Okay. Now we'll see how to initialize variables in PL/SQL. Whenever we declare any variable in PL/SQL code, PL/SQL by default assign null value to that variable. Okay. See, if you don't specify any value while declaring variable, then PL/SQL automatically assign null value to that particular variable. Now, if you want to initialize your variable with some value, then we have two ways to initialize the variable. First, you can initialize variable by using assignment operator. We have just seen that assignment operator. Okay, so by using assignment operator, we can initialize a variable, or by using default keyword also we can initialize the variable. Okay, for example, variable 1 is there, that is var1, which is of number type, and I am assigning 10 value to that var1. So by using assignment operator, I am assigning that value. Okay, in PL/SQL assignment operator is colon and equal to. Then here I have again declared another variable, that is var1, which is of number type, and not null keyword is used. It means that var1 cannot contain null value. Okay, so since not null keyword is used, we need to initialize the value. Okay, so here I have initialized var1 keyword with 10 value. Then again we have another variable, that is department name, which is of character type, and here I have used default keyword to initialize the variable. So default keyword can be used like this. First specify your variable name, then data type of that variable, then size. If you want to give the size, then you can specify that size, then write default keyword, and then write down the value that you want to assign to that department name. Means here the default value of department name variable is computer. Okay, again this character type of variable can be declared by using assignment of can be initialized by using assignment operator also. So institute name varchar2 equal to computer. Okay, so you can either use default keyword or you can use assignment operator to initialize the variable. Okay, see, while declaring any variable, if you specify size after data type, then it is called as constraint declaration. For example, here while declaring var2 variable, I have specified data type, that is varchar2, and in bracket I have specified size, that is 10. Means this var2 variable can hold 10 characters. Okay, so this type of declaration is called as constraint declaration. That is, we are giving constraint on the size of variable. That is, this var2 can hold only 10 characters. That's why it is called as constraint type of declaration. And if we don't specify value, or if we don't specify any precision or scale in declaration statement, then it is called an unconstrained declaration. For example, if you declare variable var3 number, then var3 is a variable which is of number type, but here size it is not specified. So you can store number of digits up to the limitation of that number data type. Okay, so there is no size for var3. So this is called unconstrained declaration. Okay, and constraint declaration requires less memory than unconstrained declaration, because in constraint declaration we specify a fixed size. Only that amount of memory is allocated to that variable. Okay, but in unconstrained declaration we don't specify any fixed size, so it always requires more memory to store that variable as compared to constraint type of declaration. Okay, so this is all about initialization of PL/SQL variable. Now let's see what is the scope of PL/SQL variable. Okay, so in PL/SQL we already know that we can nest block within one another. We can have nested block structure in PL/SQL. Okay, so variables which are declared in inner block are called as local variable, and the variables which are declared in outer block are called global variable. Suppose in PL/SQL code, if we have declared, if we have nested different blocks within one another, then whatever variable we declare or use in inner blocks are called as local variable, and the variables that we declare or use in outer block are called as global variable. Okay, so local variables are not accessible to outer block. The scope of local variable is limited for the block in which that variable is declared. Okay, but global variables are accessible to all the nested blocks. That's why they are called as global variables. So these are the scopes of PL/SQL variables: local and global. The variables which are declared in inner block in nesting, then they are called as local variables, and they are not accessible to outer blocks. Okay, and the variables which are declared in outer block, they are called as global variables, and they are accessible to all the blocks. Now let's see how to assign comments in PL/SQL. So comments are what? They are comments are the statements which are used to describe the purpose of any statement, or they are used to describe the purpose of any block. So in PL/SQL, single line comment is given by using double hyphen sign. So this double hyphen sign can be used to specify single line comment, and multi-line comment starts with slash asterisk and it ends with asterisk slash. So we can write, now if we want to comment if we want to comment number of statements, more than one statement, then we can go for multi-line comment. Okay, so sometimes these comments are used to disable a portion of code also. See, comments are not always used to describe the purpose of statement, but sometimes we can use comment to disable the portion of code. That is, if we don't want to execute certain portion of any PL/SQL code, then we can comment that portion either by using single line comment or by using multi-line comment. Okay, so these are comments in PL/SQL. Now we'll see how to receive input from user and how to display output to the user through PL/SQL code. Okay, so in PL/SQL code, if we want to read input from the user, then we have this syntax, that is, first we need to write variable name, then assignment operator, that is colon equal to, and then again colon and variable name. So this is the syntax to read input from the user. So here in this syntax, variable name is same. Okay, and output messages are displayed by using putline method in DBMS output package. In PL/SQL, in Oracle, we have DBMS output package. In that DBMS output package, the definition of putline method is stored. So this DBMS output package is used to display messages on the output screen. They are used to display user-defined messages, or this package is used to display debugging information to the user. Okay, so this is how we can read input and we can display output in PL/SQL code. For example, one block is there, that is first is declare section. In this declare section, we have declared one variable, that is a, which is of number type. It is unconstrained declaration, that is we have not specified any size to a variable. Then begin section is there, which is a executable section. In this begin section, we are reading value for variable a. Now see, this is the syntax. This is how we can read input from the user. A is my variable name, then colon equal to, which is a assignment operator, then again use colon operator and a, that is the same variable name. Means here we are reading value for a. So by using this syntax, we can read value of any variable. And then we have display output statement, that is DBMS output dot putline. Okay, so DBMS output is a package in which putline method is declared. and in that bracket we specify the message that we want to display. So I want to display value of variable is, so this is user defined message, that's why it is given in single quote, and pipe operator is used to combine user defined message with the variable name. Okay, so this is how we can display output to the user by using dbms output dot putline method, and end keyword is used to end the block. Okay, so this is how input and output statements can be used in PL/SQL code. Now we'll see some sample PL/SQL code of blocks. So first is code to declare, initialize and display different types of variables. So here in declare section we have variable 1 which is of integer type, which is not initialized. Then we have variable 2 which is again of integer type and which is initialized with value 10. We have variable 3 which is of number type and it has constraint, or it has size 5 comma 2. That is variable 3 consists of total 5 digits. Out of these 5, 3 digits are specified before decimal point and 2 digits are specified after decimal point. So variable 3 is also declared or initialized with some value. Then we have one character type of variable, that is department name, and which is also initialized with value computer. Okay, so here we have declared four variables. Out of these four, two are of integer type, one is of number type and one is of character type. Now in begin section we are going to display these variables. So first we don't have value for variable 1, so we are reading that value from user by using input syntax, that is variable 1 equal to, that is assignment operator, colon variable 1. So here we are reading value of variable 1 from user. Then we are displaying values of all the variables by using dbms output dot putline method. So first dbms output dot putline statement is to display value of variable 1, then variable 2, variable 3 and variable 4. Okay, so this is how we can declare different types of variable. We can initialize variable. So while initializing variable you can either use equal to assignment operator, or you can use default keyword also. Okay, and then we have seen how to read input from the user by using colon operator, and how to display messages or values of variable by using dbms output dot putline method. Okay, so in dbms output dot putline method you can display your own message which can be specified in single quote, and then if you want to display the value of variable, then there is no need to enclose that variable name within single quote, and you can use pipe operator to combine more than one messages and variable values with the message in a dbms output dot putline method. Okay, then we have another sample code, that is to perform addition of two variables. So here in declare section we have declared three variable 1, 2 and 3. All these three variables are of integer type. They are not initialized with any value, and size is also not specified for all the three variables. So in begin section we are reading values for variable 1 and variable 2 from user by using colon operator, and then we are adding that value in variable 3. Okay, and by using dbms output dot putline method we are displaying the addition of two variables. So here I have given message that addition of variable 1 and variable 2 is variable 3. Now here variable 1, variable 2 and variable 3, these are the variable names, and we don't want to display these names, we want to display the values of these variables. That's why these variables names are not enclosed within single quote. Whatever message you want to display in dbms output dot putline method, here you need to enclose that message in double quote, single quote. And if you don't include that message, or you don't include the variable name in single quote, then it will display the value of that variable. Okay, and the end of code. So this is how you can perform addition operation, or you can write a PL/SQL block to perform any mathematical operation with different types of variables. Okay. Now we'll see another sample code to verify the scope of variables. In PLSQL we have two types of variable scope, local and global. Now first is outer block, which is in which two variables are declared, that is variable 1 and variable 2. The size of both variables, the sizes are 2, and the data type is number. So, means here these two variables can hold only 2 digits. Okay, and both the variables are declared some value. Variable 1 is initialized with 10 and variable 2 is initialized with 20. Okay, so this is outer block, and since these variables are declared in outer block, it is a global declaration of variable. Okay, now the begin section of outer block. Here in begin section we are displaying the value of variable 1 and variable 2. Now here our inner block is started, declare. Okay, so in inner block again we are using the same variable name, that is the names which are given to global variables, that is var1 and var2, but here we are assigning different values to these two variables. Okay, and this is called as local declaration. See, here we have nesting of blocks. The block statements, the PLSQL statements which are written in red color, these are the statements of outer block, and the PLSQL code which is written in blue color, these are the statements of inner block. Okay, so here in outer block we have two variables, variable 1 and variable 2, which is a global declaration, and in inner block also we have same variables name, variable 1 and variable 2, but this is the local declaration of variable because it is declared in inner block. And this variable 1, variable 2, that is 30 and 40 initialized with these two values, these two variables are not accessible to outer block, but the variables, that is variable 1 with value 10 and variable 2 with value 20, which are the global variables, they are accessible to inner block. That is, these two variables can be used in inner block without any initialization. Okay, so this is how we can verify the scope of variables. Okay, now we'll see what are different control structures in PLSQL. So control structures are what? They are used to control the flow of program execution. If we want to change the execution flow, then we can use different types of control structures. Okay, so in any programming language we have different categories of control structure. First is conditional control structure. So this conditional control structure checks the condition and execute any one block of code from the specified blocks depending on whether condition is true or false. In our program, if we have different blocks of code and if we want to execute them, then we can check some condition to execute each of the block of code. Okay, so these are conditional control statement which execute code by checking some condition. Then we have iterative type of control statement in which these statements are used to repeat or skip the block of code. That is, all loop statement falls under this category: for loop, do while loop. So these are the types of iterative control statement. Then third category of control statement is sequential control. Here it is used to change the flow of control within block. Okay, like jump, go to. These are the sequential type of control statement that are used to change the control of flow of control in a single block. Okay, so these are the categories of control structures in programming language. Now we'll see what are conditional control statements in PLSQL. So if statement is a type of conditional control statement. Okay, so the simplest form of if statement is if then else. Now first we'll see one example for if else statement. Here see, we have one declare section in which number variable is declared, which is of integer type. Then we have begin section Here this code is returned to check whether entered number is even or odd. Okay, so here in begin section we are reading value of number from user by using colon operator. Then by using if else statement we are checking the condition. Okay, see my statement is if mod number comma 2 is equal to 0, then number is even. Okay, mod is a built-in function in PL/SQL which is used to get the remainder of division. Okay, it is used to calculate the mod. Okay, so if that remainder, if the mod is 0, then that number is even. Okay, means we are dividing that number by 2, and if we get a 0 remainder, then that number will be even number, else the number will be odd number. Okay, so this is how if else statement is used in PL/SQL PL/SQL language. See, this if else statement is used in all the languages, whether it is high level language or whether it is structured query language, but in each of the languages the syntax can be different. Okay, but the purpose is same. That is, it is used to execute the block of code by checking some condition. Now if mod number 2 equal to 0, if this condition is true, then the statement which is written in if part is will get executed, and if this condition is false, then the statement which is written in else part will get executed. Okay, so this is if then else statement in PL/SQL. Then we have nested if statement. Nested if means the if block which is nested in another if block. Okay, so here we have one declare section in which we have declared three variable, variable 1, variable 2 and variable 3. So this code is used to display the maximum number, okay, or the variable which is having highest value among all the three. So here we have three variables, var1, var2, var3. All these three variables are of integer type. In begin section we are reading the values of all the variables by using colon operator. Now we have if statement, if variable 1 is greater than variable 2. Okay, and if variable 1 is greater than variable 3. Now here we have written two if statement. One if statement is nested within another if statement. This is called nested if. Okay, now see, if variable 1 is greater than variable 2 and if variable 1 is greater than variable 3, then variable 1 is greater. Okay, else variable 3 is greater. This is end if. Now this is the inner if. Okay, now else part of outer if. Here we are checking another condition, that is variable if variable 2 is greater than variable 3, then variable 2 is greater, else variable 3 is greater. So this is a simple program of checking the highest number, simple program of displaying the highest number among 3. Okay, by using nested if. Here you can see that in the given code, if statements are nested in if block and in else block also. Okay, the if statement which are written in red color, these are outer if statement, these are outer if block, and the if statements which are written in blue color, these are inner if blocks, they are nested if. Okay, so this is nested if statement in PL/SQL. Now third type of if statement is else if. If we want to check number of conditions by using if statement, then we can go for else if. Okay, now let's see another example. Here we have two variables, variable 1 and variable 2, which are declared which are of integer type. Okay, and in begin section we are reading the value of variable 1 and variable 2. Now here we are checking whether variable 1 is greater than variable 2 or variable 2 is greater than variable 1, or both are having equal value. Okay, so I have written code that if variable 1 is greater than variable 2, then variable 1 is greater. Now here we don't want to check two conditions, we want to check three conditions. That's why we are using else if statement. Okay, so if variable 1 is greater than variable 2, then display variable 1 is greater. Else if variable 1 is less than variable 2, then display variable 2 is greater. And if variable 1 is not greater, if variable 2 is not greater, then we will go to the else part. Else both are equal. Okay. And here we are writing only single end if and end of the code. So this is how else if can be used. When we want to check more than two conditions by using if statement, then we can go for else if statement. Okay. And here the spelling of else if is ELSIF. Okay. Don't ever write ELSEIF. Okay. So this is else if statement in PL/SQL. Now another statement which is a conditional statement is called as case. In high level language we call this statement as a switch case. So here in PL/SQL we have case statement. Now we'll see the code to perform a mathematical operation by reading operator from the user. So here I have declared one variable which is operator, which is of character type, and the size of that variable is 1. That is, it can hold only single character. Then I have declared three variables, variable 1, 2 and 3. Out of these three variable 1 and variable 2 are initialized with value 10 and variable 3 is uninitialized variable. Okay. Now in begin section we are reading the value of operator, that is we are reading the operation that user want to perform, any mathematical operation. Okay. And now the syntax for case statement is, first we write keyword case and then we write the variable name, or then we write the selector, it is called as a selector, by using which we can compare the condition. Okay. So here we have read value of operator from the user, that is the operation user want to perform, and now we are checking that operator with each of the case. Okay. See, the syntax is, first write down case keyword, then write down the variable that you want to compare, and then write down when plus then, that is when case operator is plus, then perform addition. Okay. If case operator is plus, then perform v3 equal to v1 plus v2 and dbms output dot with line v3, that is we are displaying the value of variable, we are displaying the addition. Okay. Next is, when that case operator is minus, then perform subtraction operation of both the variable and display the value. When that operator is multiplication, then perform multiplication and display value, and when operator is division, then perform division and display that value. Okay. So this is case statement. Here we don't need to use break statement, as we are using that statement with switch case. Okay. Here you just need to write down case keyword, and in after that case keyword write down the variable name that you want to compare with the cases. Okay. And case is specified by using keyword when. So this is how we can perform mathematical operation by using case statement. Okay. And if user has entered any other special character other than these four, then you can display default message, that is it is not a valid operator. Then use end case keyword to end the case and end keyword to end the program. Okay. So case statement is a block statement which is enclosed within case and end case keyword. Okay. So here in when we use if else statement, in if else statement also we can check conditions just like case statement, but in if else statement we need to check condition each time in number of blocks. That is, if we are using nesting if we are using else if, then if we want to check here, now consider same program. Here we are checking four conditions: addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. We can implement same program by using else if, but in else if we need to check operator four times. Okay. Because in if we check individual condition, but here in case statement we are just checking once, that is after case keyword we write the variable name and then we check that variable name. Okay, so this is case statement. So this is all about today's session. In today's session we have studied building blocks of PLSQL, that is data types, variables, scope of variables, comments in PLSQL. Then we have studied different control structures in PLSQL. So in PLSQL we have conditional control statement, iterative control statement, and sequential control statement. Out of these three categories, today we have studied conditional control statement, that is if then if then else, then nested if, then else if, and case statement. Okay, now in next lecture we'll study about different loops in PLSQL. Okay, thank you.